Part two is continuing to finish up the memo and add some text here so that I can show you what's going on. So after we get the content memo to from date and subject entered on the page, the next thing we want to do is center memorandum. So we just select it and then click the center button that's in the paragraph group. That centers memorandum over the top of the page. To be precise, click after subject again and then press enter twice. Now you will not do this part when you create your memo. All I'm doing here is actually putting extra text on the page so that I can show you how I want the memo formatted. So this little process is called entering random text. So you press equal RAND, open parentheses, and I want 5 paragraphs, so I'll do 5 and close parentheses, then press enter. This gives me some random text to put on the page. So what I'm going to do now is just going to put me some paragraph breaks in here by clicking to the left of various words and then pressing enter so that I can have enough space for 5 paragraphs. The reason why I'm choosing 5 paragraphs is when you look at your information on page 75 in your textbook, you're going to go to Psychology Today, and then over in the second column there are 4 things that you're going to write about. I don't want a long drawn out memo with trying to rewrite what the folks have already written. I need you to summarize or give me a summation of what that information is about. For example, in letter A it says how to deal with criticism when you know it is justified. B is how to deal with criticism when you know it is questionable. And then C is how to control your emotions. And finally D, how to deal with unjust criticism. So what I'm going to show you now is how I really want this memo for this one, and then going forward when you write additional memos. Now I have this text bold, so I'm going to select it and I'm going to take the bold off so it'll look the way it's supposed to. So the first paragraph that you write is going to be a quick introductory paragraph. I only want 2 to 3 sentences here, and this is going to introduce what you're writing to me. It could be something along the lines, criticism is difficult to handle. When dealing with criticism, there are several things you might want to keep in mind. Below is a series of is some research that shows how to deal with criticism. That's just a brief, quick, off-the-cuff introduction that you could potentially use to write your memo. Now when you come down to paragraphs 2, 3, 4, and 5, I want you to click to the left of that paragraph, and then the first is called a subheading will be, you can say it's justifiable. I'm in all caps here, so justifiable criticism, if I spelled it correctly. We're going to put a period there, and because I made a mistake, I'm going to right click on criticism, find the correct word, and then once I do that, I want to bold this information. That tells me that this is what this paragraph is going to be about, and the technical term is a subheading. So I know that this paragraph should be about justifiable criticism. And then we'll repeat that process for B. It's about questionable criticism. And then you period, you select it once you type it in, and then make it bold. The third one will deal with control your emotions. And then the last one will be justifiable unjust criticism. And this makes the memo nice and what I call neat and clean. It lays out exactly what the points are that you're going to discuss. Now keep in mind the instructions tell you to look up 3 articles either from Psychology Today or from Management Magazine. For this memo only, I'm going to open it up to any article on Google if you have trouble locating these two books. I'm only doing this to give you an idea of how to find information. I don't want you to get used to using Google, because Google, it doesn't give you really scholarly information. When you write at this level, the information has to come from scholarly folks. Those are folks with PhDs, or in essence people who really know what they're talking about. I don't want you to give me back someone else's opinion. I want you to give me something that's close to fact. And so that's how you're going to set up your memo. Now I'm going to end this video here because there's a third piece to this that I want you to do, and it's called citation.